that you're a feet and fine. Shade my body, under a bad side.
Bada bing, baby. Forget about it. We love it here in New Jersey. Welcome back to ABC57 Kickoff. I'm Allison with Vahid, Sadrzadeh, and LeVon, Whittaker.
Hey, we got a Soprano surprise for you here this morning as we get you ready for Navy and Notre Dame. I'm walking here. It's so good to be in New Jersey. The sun is out, beautiful conditions in the 60s. LeVon, we've got a heck of a football game coming up for you here today.
That's right. Listen, we look at this team, these two teams, there's a lot going on. Notre Dame on the 5-game winning streak, Navy undefeated. We can't say that too often, but the Navy run game is still bread and butter as it has been this entire season. But Blake Horvath is truly a dual-threat QB. He threw for 3 touchdowns last week in the win over Charlotte. He's also Navy's second leading rusher, so the Notre Dame defense will definitely have their hands full. But in today's Freeman's focus, the Irish may have a secret weapon to help get them ready for Navy.
Each year, the college football schedule gives every team the same number of games.
You get 12 guaranteed opportunities.
Notre Dame prepares for 11 of those opponents during game week, but the Navy midshipmen get special attention.
I think we've been preparing for it since fall camp.
Preparation is key for any opponent, but for Navy, the Irish need as much time as possible for the midshipmen's dynamic offense.
They're putting up big numbers offensively, and you know their offensive scheme is enhanced from what we saw last year.
Navy has always ran the triple option, and that's still the case this year, but what really makes it challenging?
It's really hard to simulate in practice the speed at which they run their offense.
Due to season-ending injuries, guys like cornerback Ben Morrison and defensive end Jordan Botello can't bring the Irish offense up to speed. But there is a familiar face to help simulate the speed of Navy's triple option.
You're asking me if Buckner's going to be the scout team quarterback? He's going to get some scout team quarterback reps.
Former starting quarterback Tyler Buckner can match the athleticism of Navy, but it's hard to replicate everything else the undefeated midshipmen do well.
They've been tremendous in the red zone on offense and defense and done a great job in terms of creating turnovers and protecting the football. They're really good in the turnover margin battle. They're playing great complementary football.
But so is Notre Dame. The Irish are riding a 5-game winning streak heading into the Meadowlands, and it will come down to more than just complementary football against the second-ranked team in red zone offense, the midshipmen scoring on all 23 attempts.
You're intentional about having Navy periods on certain days during fall camp. We attacked it again during the bye week, and so we had a good base for a foundation for what we've planned on doing.
On the flip side, the foundation of Notre Dame's defense, ranked 10th in the country, are holding opponents to just 9 touchdowns and an average of 279 yards per game, and it will take another solid performance to read Navy's triple option and limit explosive plays.
This game will require to make sure you're disciplined with your eyes, you understand your fit, then you got to use your God-given abilities.
Well, this will definitely be a challenge for Al Golden's defense, his 10th ranked defense in the country. There's roughly 7 to 9 young players on this Irish defense who've never played against Navy. They will have their hands full today.
Yeah, Coach Freeman mentioned also that the Irish will continue to practice going against the triple option so they don't get it wrong.
Yeah, well, remember, the Irish also have the Army coming up, so in a few weeks, the Black Knights are also going to be undefeated, potentially facing against Notre Dame, so the focus will still be about the triple option with just 1 game left in the regular season. Notre Dame, they're going to go on a roller coaster ride here for a few weeks.
Well, and despite the nearly 45 points per game for Navy, Notre Dame still a 2-touchdown favorite today here at the Meadowlands over the midshipmen. But LeVon's going to let you know next where you should put your hard-earned dollar bills inside the lines, coming up next.
A historic rivalry reignites. The Irish versus the Midshipmen in a top 25 battle. This is the first time since 2019 both Notre Dame and Navy are ranked heading into this matchup. And with kickoff now less than an hour away, if you haven't placed your bets, you better get on it.
It's getting warm. It was cold for a little bit. Now, listen, I might have to shed this jacket. You're so hot.
Well, you see, I don't have on my gloves and hat. That's because I was able to get a win last week in Atlanta. The ATL was good to me, at least for Notre Dame. I'm 3-0 when it comes to Notre Dame on the road. Because listen, this game will come down to how many points Notre Dame can score, and I don't understand how Notre Dame can really get this wrong. You have to be aggressive on offense. But listen, the Irish are 3-0 coming off the bye week, but also 3-0 going into the bye week, which is what they will be on next week. Today they face the undefeated Navy midshipmen. And to add to that, Notre Dame has been great on the road, as I mentioned. They covered the spread in all three of those games today. Last I checked, they were 13-point favorites. The over-under 51.5 was 52.5. That's a ton of points. I got it. Sure. I got you. Don't worry. But listen, Tim Murray with Vegas Sports and Information was correct in taking Notre Dame to cover the spread against Stanford the last time they were at home. Let's see what he has to say about this matchup against Navy.
It's a fascinating game, no doubt about it, especially when you look at Navy from the offensive standpoint. Notre Dame offensively, I think the biggest thing here is to avoid mistakes. I think Notre Dame should be able to have success rather easily against Navy from an offensive standpoint, but you got to avoid the turnovers. I think for me, the way I would look at this game from a Notre Dame standpoint is they need to score points, and they know that. And in order to win this game, in order to cover, they're going to have to continue to score points. So if there was one wager that I would look at here from this game, it would be Notre Dame from a team total standpoint. I would go over 33 points here for the Irish. Navy has looked vulnerable at times from a defensive standpoint. They have not faced an offense like the Irish.
Well, listen, the points will be the name of this game, as I mentioned earlier, so I can't disagree with Tim Murray. Navy, whether you want to believe it or not, has not faced a great team this season, not even a great defense. The closest thing to that was Memphis, and Navy gave up 44 points. So, yes, Notre Dame total points in this play will be great. They scored 100 points between Memphis and Navy weeks ago, but you could also take the over in this matchup as well. But listen, LeVon's parlay, the new sign, is out here on the East Coast in New Jersey. For that sake, I'm taking Jeremiah Love anytime touchdown. Riley Leonard to score 2+ touchdowns. Riley Leonard over 54.5 rushing yards. And Blake Horvath, the Navy quarterback, to have a rushing touchdown as well. This is going to be a sticky game, as it always is, but I think Notre Dame can hit these lines.
Boy, I don't know if they cover the total points, though. I mean, for Navy, you think of this Navy offense as 6 possessions per game, but it's not like that anymore.
Well, listen, averaging nearly 45 points, even if they hit half of that margin, they're in good shape to hit the over in this matchup because Notre Dame, listen, if Notre Dame can go out there and put up, 30-plus points against Georgia Tech, they can certainly come out here and put up 30-plus points against the Navy. I have no doubt in my mind. I want to know what are you writing here?
He's hot right now.
I'm hot, baby.
Bet on it.
Steaming. Hot as fish grease, baby. Listen, we're going to get this job done. We're going to win on the road again as we did last week in Atlanta. So
I just would like to know, out of curiosity, do you feel like Riley Leonard is going to pass for over or under 2 passing touchdowns today?
I don't believe he will, but I don't believe he has to. If there was ever a game where you can make the Navy. Now this is a game that kind of plays into Notre Dame's hands as well. Not only does Notre Dame defense have to be careful with their eyes, Navy's defense will have to be careful with their eyes because of the run-pass option that Riley Leonard is capable of. And last I checked, Navy's defense wasn't ranked 10th in the country. Notre Dame is.
All right, there's so much more to come here on ABC 57 Kickoff.
Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff. It's starting to get a little fired up here on this sideline. They got the music playing. We got Ned Volkar, 1988 national champion and captain of that defense. Ned, we love having you, and you are a New Jersey native. So we were in your stomping grounds. We went to a place called Emerald Corner, and we got to get an Irish bar in Jersey with your jersey up inside of the bar.
Yeah, so shout out to Emerald's Corner in Clifton, New Jersey. They put a great spread on that night, and Allison, the crew went there. Yes, my jersey's there. It's a great local town bar. You know, New Jersey's not a college town.
Nope.
You got Rutgers, but it's not a college town. But you made the most of it, seeing the most you can. But there's thousands and thousands of Notre Dame fans in New Jersey, and most of them are showing up here today for this game.
Kind of nice having it in your backyard, isn't it?
I love it. I love the fact that I only have to drive 20 minutes to MetLife Stadium, and then we got Yankee Stadium coming in November. That's a bus ride away. Yes, I love it.
Ned, you were a part of a championship level defense at Notre Dame. Looking at this Notre Dame team, they are banged up in some spots, but do you feel like this Notre Dame defense is at a championship level despite injuries in those situations? And what are some of the intangibles that a championship defense has, and do you feel like you see some of those similarities in Notre Dame?
Well, what I saw in the Texas A&M game and a few games since then is that the defensive line is getting good pressure on the quarterback. The linebackers are making great short tackles, stuff in the middle, which they have to do today, stop the fullback on the triple option. And the defensive backs are making short tackles, and they're covering well. So elite defense, they're very good defense. They are banged up. We'll find out when they play, the best teams in the country, whether they're elite or not. I think they're damn good, but the depth will be tested this year.
Well, Ned, you played against Navy. You know how hard that triple option is. But what exactly would you tell these young players, 8, 9 players that have not played Navy on this team? What kind of advice would you give them if they were playing, you were facing Navy again for the first time?
Well, Air Force was the team back then that ran the triple option so well. And I got to tell you, the worst week of practice is always getting ready for them, playing against #1 Notre Dame offense to play the triple option. So, A, you got to tackle the fullback. B, you got to tackle the quarterback. C, you got to tackle the pitch guy. But here's what scares me about Navy this year, because they're so good at what they do, and you only can practice so many weeks of the year in preparation for this game, is that they can throw the ball. This quarterback can throw the ball. Now, you take the triple option, that's scary enough, and 44 points a game and ball control, and now you got a guy who can actually complete passes. That makes a very scary offense today. I'm not better. Spreads only getting 13 points. I love Notre Dame, but, man, I take Navy, closer game.
Interesting. Well, now, so you had the experience of going from Notre Dame to the NFL, and then there, of course, is life after the NFL. And so recently we were talking, and you told me that you were a part of sort of a new initiative through the NFL Players Association that's really kind of taking an emphasis on physical but also mental health. Absolutely. Can you tell me about the experience that you had at the Cleveland Clinic?
Yeah, so this is a shout out to any player who played at least 2 years in the NFL. 2 years, that's it. So for the last maybe decade or so, between the NFL and the NFLPA, they set up the NFL Trust, and they have brain body assessments at Tulane University, Boston Mass General, Cleveland Clinic, where I was this week, and many other opportunities to help out former athletes, whether you're 65, 70 years old, or 32 just out of the league. But it was off the chart, unbelievable. They tested everything from orthopedic, neurological. I bet this was a multi-$100,000 trip out there, and they treat you like gold. So if you are an ex-player and you are fortunate enough to get these opportunities to do anything with the NFL Trust, NFLPA, look up your benefits, reach out, make one phone call, and they will guide you through the rest, because it will make a difference in your life, in your family's life, forever. So I love it. Big shout out to the NFL Trust.
I love that. We got to focus on this game. You said it's going to be close. Score prediction. Who do you think?
Wow. I mean, they both can score. I'm thinking ball. Here, if Navy controls the ball and can pass the ball, we're in trouble, because they're going to hold the ball all day. Okay. I love Riley Leonard when he's Riley Leonard completing passes. When he's Riley Leonard inefficient, I don't like him. So if he can be efficient, I'm saying, 40-36 Notre Dame.
Whoa!
Yeah. Could be lower, but I'm counting on Riley Leonard showing up from the Stanford game, because if you can't complete passes, they'll stack the box. They'll shut down our run, even though we got great running backs. But Navy will control the ball a lot, and Navy can throw the ball. It's scary.
That's awesome.
It's a little closer than I want to hear, but I do like it. I like your analysis. Very good, Ned. Ned Bolcar, 1988 national champion. We love having you on. Thank you.
I always love being part of this.
It's been a while.
You guys do a great job. Thank you. Go Irish. Go New Jersey.
All right. There is plenty of trash talk, a few friendly wagers, and even a special message for a Notre Dame coach. Coming up, we take you inside the Giants locker room for a little fun. You don't want to miss that next.
with the same rich tradition of the Irish.
Wake up the echoes cheering her name.
Send the volley cheer on high.
Shake down the thunder from the sky.
Though the odds be great or small,
Old Notre Dame will win overall.
While her loyal sons and daughters
march on a victory.
I'm Matt Titel, and you're watching ABC57 Kickoff.
You're watching ABC 57 Kickoff on the road, presented by Afton Dental. Live from the Meadowlands with your hosts, Allison Hayes and Vahid Sadrzadeh.
Notre Dame Navy. It's a noon kickoff right here on ABC 57. If the Irish win, this will be their third win over a top 25 ranked opponent. If Navy gets the victory, it'll be their second win over a ranked team, something the midshipmen haven't done since 1958. How about that?
And one of the key matchups today will be the Navy run game versus the Notre Dame D-line. Whoever wins that battle likely wins this game here at the Meadowlands.
Well, who better to talk about that than joining us right now, former New York Giant tight end Super Bowl champion, by the way, Howard Cross Jr., and you just so happen to be a proud father today. Your son, Howard Cross III, is out here getting warmed up right now. Howard, for you to be able to watch your son and be on this field, the one that you played on, how special is this moment for you?
Oh, it's really cool. You know, it's kind of like seeing things all over again, watching my son, you know, grow up and come into these games, watching some of the Giants games as he played, and said, I'll be out there one day, and now he's actually out here. Really cool.
Well, a lot of fathers dream about their sons following in their footsteps and doing what they do. You know, at what age did you see the third really take it to the next level and think to yourself, you know what, this is college, not only college, the pros is the next level. Where did you see that in?
I never thought about the pros, but I know that when he got to high school, he started playing at St. Joe's High School, and they were won four out of 5 championships or 3 out of 4 championships. And he was really, you know, excelling as a sophomore. I'm like, wow, maybe this kid really is a football player. So it was pretty exciting to watch him.
Well, you know, you also are an analyst. You do the Giants broadcast. You work for the Yes Network. So put that analyst hat on a little bit and kind of scout your son. The potential you feel like Howard has moving on to that next level in the NFL.
Well, for Notre Dame, he probably plays more of nose tackle, where he's always double team or triple team. When it comes to the next level, he'll be a 3 technique player. He'll be playing in the gap. They do a lot more of that around the league these days with guys like penetration to get deep down in the backfield. And that's what kind of player he is, so a lot of teams will be interested in seeing that.
Well, and, you know, another thing that people may not understand is that you were a tight end in the NFL, but you were very much known as a blocking tight end. I'm going to give some numbers, though, to rattle them off. You did have 2,100 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns for your career, but you also won the award for best blocking tight end in college football at Alabama. That's got to be something that it takes a special player to be able to be unselfish. And we're seeing a lot of these current Notre Dame skill position guys like Jeremiah Love, like Bo Collins, who are not necessarily getting the catches that they would have been getting because they are making blocks and opening up holes for their teammates. What is that mentality for a player to make that unselfish decision?
I think it's more not so much unselfish. I think it's just a football player. When you're a football player, that's when you go out and make plays and do whatever's asked of you. If you're wanting to be the guy that's always catching the ball or touching the ball, you're not necessarily a football player. You're just like a receiver or something. If you're a football player, you do it all.
I'm going to borrow this mic from you here real quick. So you also brought a special guest with you today, your daughter, Bella Cross. Come on in. Come on in. Bella is Howard's twin sister. Bella, your dad tells me that you and Howard are super close. What is your relationship like now, but more importantly, maybe what was it like growing up?
Growing up, I think we were super close, getting to be in the same household. I think his competitive drive comes from having to compete with me, but I don't know. I don't want to actually claim that, but I don't know. Growing up, it's always been super close, and I think we've both pushed each other, and getting to come home now, it's so important and so cool to see him on a stage like this and kind of seeing it fit him now instead of kind of being too big for words in a way, I guess.
I love that. We went on socials. We found some pictures of you two as little kids together. Dad, what were they like as kids? Was there that competitiveness? Was one of them the instigator, maybe?
Oh no, they were like really competitive as kids. Like I think Bella made the all-star team on Pee Wee baseball or something like that, and Howard's like, I'm stopping baseball now. And they went out for lacrosse together. So they've always been competitive their entire lives.
What about Howard? You know, do you talk to him after the games, before the games? And what do you say to him? You know, it's your twin. So, I mean, you two have to just be thinking on the same level all the time. So, you know, what words of advice do you give him before games and after games?
Before games, I just try to say, you know, be confident. Obviously, it's your 6th year. You've got it. You know what you're doing at this point. After games, I like to think I'm one of the first calls he makes. I let him know I watched. I let him know I'm, you know, proud of him and just to keep pushing. And, you know, it's great. And now, like, being in playoff standing and stuff is really exciting for them. So just to be confident and keep pushing is
And
the biggest
Howard,
thing.
that's actually a good question for you as well. Do you talk a lot of football with your son, or do you try to stay away from that with him?
Nah, you talk to him about it a lot. I think football's like, you know, what he's doing right now. He's in, you know, finished with school, kind of. I think he's even got his master's already, so he's got to like focus and think about what's the next part of football. The biggest part of football for him now is not just playing, but learning to do film study, learning to, you know, learn your opponent through the film and understand what you got to do and have a plan. If you have a plan, you'll play better.
Now, I do have one last question, because Howard is very serious and kind of quiet with us. I'm guessing he's not like that at home.
No, they're like
We'll
two
neither
5-year-olds.
confirm nor deny.
I'm not surprised by that one bit. Well, Howard, you've been like the mayor of the Meadowlands today, enjoying yourself. This experience, just walking around, shaking hands, kissing babies. Have fun today out here with your friends and family.
Hey, I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. He's been a Notre Dame fan his entire life, but today, one South Bend veteran is honoring his commitment to me that he made for our country.
The enemy was on one side and we were on the other side. Yeah, I always figured I had an angel on my shoulder.
Pictures of courage, how he helped other vets through his love of photography. That's next.
A push for the playoffs. Notre Dame and Navy are getting ready to face off right here on ABC 57, a historic matchup full of rich tradition, and with both teams ranked in the top 25 each has something to prove and lose. Welcome back to ABC 57 Kickoff, live on the road here at MetLife Stadium. I'm Allison Hayes alongside Vahid Sadrzadeh. It's getting a little breezy in here. We just saw the Notre Dame football team just left the field. They went back into the locker room. It's getting down to crunch time, Vahid.
It is. We're looking forward to it. It's going to be a sellout crowd here. The weather is gorgeous, and it is Navy versus Notre Dame, the tradition, Allison.
Yes, absolutely. Well, God, country, Notre Dame, it's more than just words etched in the stone doors of the Basilica of the Sacred Heart. At Notre Dame, it is a way of life.
The university has commissioned more naval officers than any other school in the country, second only to the U.S. Naval Academy. And one of those officers happens to be a big-time Notre Dame fan. But today, he's watching, he's back in South Bend, cheering for the midshipmen, a victory for them, honoring his lifelong commitment to our nation and serving others.
I love 80s music now, but you know, I'm an old time 50s, 60s rock and roller. President Nixon. I sent him a letter when I was in Vietnam, and he wrote me back. My name is Ralph Bakel, and my tours of duty were 1969 through 1971.
Bake, as his squadron called him, was 26 years old when he enlisted in the United States Navy as a radio man and gunner.
This has got all my projects on it that I've done over the years. I owned like 4 or 5 cameras. I got them at a discount working at the store.
But his love of cameras and photography started long before
1968.
His deployment to Vietnam.
It is nice, and I got film for it. One of the first projects I had, I took a black and white, I remember colorizing it with pixels, of my niece, Teresa. And my sister still has that from way back when. This was our commander on the Vente Canal on the Cambodian border. I took a lot of pictures of the people on the canal, the kids. Took a lot of pictures of the kids. They loved this. The photographs were. They loved to keep them.
That love, as it turns out, would be a blessing during his tours overseas. The memories of which he will never be able to forget.
That was for wounds in action.
So you received a Purple Heart for your service in Vietnam?
Yeah, just a scratch. Never got anything serious. I was always lucky.
Is that what that was in there for?
Yeah, that's the Purple Heart one. You went out every night and you were going to find Chuck, as we called him, or Chuck was going to find you. One or the other.
Unlike many of his peers, Bakel made it home safely.
Yeah, I always figured I had an angel on my shoulder.
30 years later, he moved his family from Fort Wayne to South Bend and joined the local VA, where this time...
Those are both black and white photos.
His love of photographs merged with his long-lasting love for his country.
We're in Ralph's office, the Grand Poopah's office. I started on it with Photoshop.
A born historian and enthusiast, Bakel would enroll in classes at Ivy Tech in photography, specializing in colorizing and restoring old photos.
I scan over there. This is where I copy. It goes from there to here.
And for nearly a decade, fellow veterans and their families would come to him and ask him to do just that.
I would restore them and I'd put them on a disc and I'd put music to it. The VA, in my rehab, they purchased all this equipment for me. And they sent me, I think I went to Chicago, is where I ended up going, where they taught me how to use the computer.
Over 5,000 photos, some printed.
Right here they are.
Some gifted.
You wouldn't believe what we used in Vietnam.
All cherished.
I really enjoyed doing it, and I thought I was going to do it forever, but I'm 80 now, and I just, you need to do more to keep up, but I can't. The enemy was on one side and we were on the other side.
Because of his 2 tours of duty, Bakel now has complications related to Agent Orange. Agent Orange was a toxic plant-killing chemical that the U.S. military used to clear foliage during the Vietnam War. As a member of the Mobile Ravine Force, he was exposed to the deadly herbicide daily.
That's how we lived on the boats. We didn't have no uniforms.
And since COVID, those complications have slowed him down more than he would like.
I took that picture.
But these photos...
That's modern warfare.
These keepsakes...
I never forget them.
These lifelong treasures.
Look at the smile on those guys' faces.
Keeps the memories of fallen comrades alive.
This was after a firefight.
And keeps Bakel...
that's the oath of enlistment.
Connected.
Go Irish, yay!
To one of the greatest loves of his life.
If Notre Dame wins, I guess it's okay, but I still root for Navy. Oh, gosh.
His country.
Oh, yeah, I like Navy.
Yeah.
Go Navy. Goodbye, boys.
Well, a true Renaissance man, I like to call him, an incredible family man. His wife, Peg, his daughter, Kimberly, I want to give a shout out to. His caretaker. Ralph and I share a mutual love for photography, as a matter of fact, but as you know, the profession and hobby has changed over the year, more digital now. And to my surprise, he gifted me a 1960s camera that he used, and you saw in that story. And it's a little different from the digital camera, so I tried my hand at what Ralph does, and you can see the shots on your screen. I tried to colorize, I tried to unblur them, but listen, Ralph is a professional for a reason. He's been working at his craft a long time, and it is true. God, country, Notre Dame, people helping people. And he's done that his entire life. Just an incredible story, incredible man.
So touching, and just a beautiful job that you did on that. And for him, for sharing that story with us, we greatly appreciate his service and all that he's doing for other veterans.
And you can see our Naval Academy setting up, ready to go. The national anthem is coming up here at the Meadowlands. Kickoff is only just a few minutes away here on ABC 57 Kickoff.
That's right. Of course, Navy and Notre Dame. It's going to be a matchup for the ages today, and that dreaded triple option, so difficult for teams to defend. Why? We check in with our Golick expert. Golick in a golf cart returns to ABC 57.
Man, you can get gashed so bad. You just have to have everybody attacking the ball. It is one of the most technical, fundamental games you have to play.
Meteorologist Dave Caulfield here with your game day forecast. As we move closer to kickoff, temperatures throughout the day in East Rutherford, New Jersey, going to be in the mid to upper 60s. We'll reach the high around 2 p.m. Highs in the upper 60s. Starting off with a mixture of sun and clouds, maybe a little bit more sunshine by the time we get to the fourth quarter. Could be a little bit breezy for the contest between Notre Dame and Navy, but it should be a nice day for football in New Jersey.
We are just a few minutes away from kickoff. A flyover here by the Naval Academy as well, Allison.
A beautiful performance of the national anthem. Woo! We are just moments away now from kickoff. It is game time for this matchup. Of course, whenever Notre Dame plays Navy, the Irish spend a lot of extra time preparing for the triple option. So why is it just so difficult to defend? We thought we would ask the big man himself, Notre Dame and broadcasting legend Mike Golick. We bring back a revival of Golick in a golf cart. Check it out.
Whenever you play a Navy and Air Force and Army, now occasionally they'll have these great players, standout players, but for the most part, it's the system. So you go the entire year or in between these games practicing for quote-unquote normal type of football. And then you get into a game like Navy, and all of a sudden it's option football. And it's very tough to prepare for practice-wise. You just have to know your responsibilities for the option. That's the most important thing when you play one of the armed forces. Basically what they're doing is they certainly want to block it and execute their blocks. So basically what goes on defensively, since I played against this a lot here, is you have to have responsibilities. Who's responsible for the fullback? Who's responsible for the quarterback? Who's responsible for the pitch man? Play your responsibilities. When you get in trouble is when you try and do more than you should. You try and do more than what your responsibility is. Trust your teammate that he's going to take care of business. The one thing you have to do is you have to beat your man. You have to execute first and then take care of your responsibility. And the speed and precision and teamwork they do it at is amazing. It's amazing. And you can be more physically imposing than they are and a better athlete than they are, but they just don't stop. They do not stop. You block, you beat them, you beat them physically, they just jump right back up and they're in your face for the next play. But man, you can get gashed so bad. And they love to spread you out and get a lot of space so they have holes to pick from. You just have to have everybody attacking the ball, because as soon as a DB tries to jump into the option, they're gonna throw a pass over the top. So it is one of the most technical, fundamental games you have to play. And oh, by the way, it's not a normally block game. You have guys at your legs the entire time, just diving at your knees, crawling at your knees. So it is a whole different ball game in trying to prepare for it. And then when you see the actual speed of it when you play against it.
All right, they are starting to do the lineups right now. It is just about game time. There is an update from Notre Dame's PR. They say all student athletes listed on the Notre Dame 2 Deep chart for this week are available. No extra injuries. They're healthy. They're ready to go. The buses were pulling in. 4,400 500 naval midshipmen all came in together
Goosebumps.
for this game today.
Goosebumps, but you know what? What a rivalry. The 97th edition. Final score predictions, I'm taking the Irish. I think they're the best defense, one of the best defenses in the country, even without Benjamin Morrison on that back end. I think Notre Dame gets it done. They hold this high-flying offense 38-10, the final score. Still not that 52.5, but I'm taking the Irish.
Pretty close right there with you. Navy, listen, they're averaging nearly 45 points per game against nobody teams.
Right.
They haven't faced Notre Dame's defense or anything even like it. I'm going to take the Irish 38-17. I'm giving them a little bit of wiggle room there because they might get them with that triple offense or triple option offense. But overall, Notre Dame getting it done today. The Irish looking to go 6 straight wins on that path to the playoff.
Well, it is almost a packed house here at the Meadowlands. We appreciate you joining us here on ABC 57 Kickoff. Enjoy the game. We'll have highlights after the matchup. Go Irish as always, Allison. What a game.
And thank you so much for watching us back home and around the world. This is ABC 57 Kickoff. Go Irish.
Go Irish.